For the millionth time,
Fucking Christ.
welcome.
Welcome again to Two Vets, Two Mics, episode 23. 2 episodes away from the end of our first season.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so we got some fun stuff planned for not just the last episode of this season, which is episode 25, but next season we're going to change it up a little bit, change the scenery and stuff.
We'll be back just in time for Halloween. Allegedly.
Allegedly. Yeah. Well, we're not saying what we're dressing up as, right? We're just going to...
I don't even know.
I already know. I am so excited. I'm going to start... Because I'm going to make my costume. And it's going to be...
Well, now I want to know.
Hilarious. I'll tell you.
In secret.
Yeah, I'll tell you after, whenever we're done recording.
It's not like we have technology and we could just cut this out.
It's such a drag having to go through and cutting stuff out. All right, at least I'll know it's at the very beginning, so I'll cut around it. But my costume is gonna be I'm gonna be dressed as it'll be hilarious.
Oh,
and we're back from that cut. So, but yeah, all right. So I wanted to ask a question, which. Funny, like this, it's awkward for us because we already know the answers. So nobody knows, obviously, that watches it. The 2 people that watch it.
Yeah, they don't know that we've re-recorded this episode 10 times already.
Yeah, because there's just been
issues.
So many technical issues, just back to fucking back during this episode. So we've technically already gone through this whole episode at least one time.
Watch YouTube be next to fuck up and it doesn't let you update.
Oh my god.
Upload.
I'll shit my pants. I'll just give up for the week. Be like, oh, well, we'll do it again next week. We'll do it live. But so I'm gonna alter my question a little bit to avoid us getting in any trouble. And you'll know what part of this is missing. But what is your favorite red flag of like Rita's? What's your like Rita? What's one of Rita's red flags that you actually enjoy?
When she snores.
So is a woman snoring? Is that like a red flag for you?
No, it's not. It's just annoying. Anybody snoring. It's not just women. Like one of my dogs snores and I gotta kick him off the bed.
I don't mind snoring.
I'm just bad at sleeping, so anything that gets in the way of that is a big deal for me.
I'm deaf in my right ear, so I turn over onto my left and put my left ear onto my pillow. But but for real, what's one of her red flags that you enjoy?
I don't know if I'd go as far as to say I enjoy it.
But like you don't mind it.
Yeah. Yeah, like I'm glad it's there. I'm definitely glad it's not being used on me.
Ooh.
But one of the red flags, is just like your typical Latina thing, but she's like Latina Karen. Because say we're out at a restaurant or something and waiter gets something wrong, I just don't give a shit. I don't care enough to care to bring it up or have them change the order or fix it, even though it was their fault, whoever's fault it was. But she will be like, stop right there, come back here, he ordered this, you brought him this, and she'll make a whole big deal out of it. She worked in the food industry and retail and stuff, so she knows all about.
She knows that what she's doing is gonna cause them to spit in your food.
That's what I always tell her, like, you literally just asking for them to spit in your food.
That's how I feel. I feel like if I reject anything that I'm brought by a food service person, by a waiter, I'm like, they're gonna spit in my food or rub their balls on it or fart on it or something. It's gonna be bad. That's a good one though. Yeah, that's a good one. I like that one. I would say my favorite red flag of Polly's is
Her height.
No, that's not a red flag for me.
Are you sure?
Yeah, no, I'm totally cool with the height. I mean, shorter would be funnier, because then I can really call her like a dwarf. But dwarfs are having a hard time in Hollywood right now, anyways. No, my favorite red flag of hers is like it is the typical Latina thing where like any woman gives you like a compliment or says thank you or is just polite or doing their job, right? Like you order something at a restaurant and the waitress is like, thank you, you guys have a great rest of your day, and then you reply and you fuck up and you go, thank you, you too. As soon as you exit the restaurant, she's just like, thank you, have a good day. Thank you.
Why don't you go back to your
Yeah.
Walgreens whore?
Yeah, they're always whores. Go back to your Walgreens slut. Like, Jesus, settle down. I just bought chapstick. Yeah, I just bought chapstick. You know, chap that dick. That's my favorite one of Polly's. It's so funny, and it just happened yesterday too. It was hilarious.
It's like so toxic, but it's funny because you already know it's coming.
Yep. Yeah.
You almost want to instigate it sometimes. Like that one dude in the video we were talking about that he was on vacation with his wife. They were like on a beach, and he told the waiter to bring him a shot, but say it was from somebody else, from some other girl, but remain anonymous. Like, you just starting
Dude, that's the way to do it.
death level problems there.
That's the way to do it. I'm gonna do that. You just go up to the waiter. Hey, here's $100. Bring me a shot in like 5 minutes. Say it's from some random cute girl in the bar, but she doesn't want me to know who it is. And then every like 10, 15 minutes, bring me another shot and say it's from the same girl.
And he knew damn well what he was doing because the way she reacted, she just took the shot from him. She was like showing it off, like, I'm gonna drink it now.
Yeah. Wherever that bitch is, I want you to see you just got me the shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why I would set it up to be like, and bring me a new one. Like if that chick is still trying.
Yeah. Now I'm getting her wasted.
Yeah.
Which probably would have been really hard to do otherwise.
Yeah, that's what I would do. That's
not a bad idea.
my red flag, I think.
Because Rita's not a big drinker. Does Polly drink?
No, she's not a big drinker, and to be fair, she's a very sloppy drunk when she does.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are if they don't drink.
Yeah.
But would she take the shot out of spite?
Oh, 100%.
Keep them coming, waiter.
100%. Keep them coming.
Say the next one was from an even cuter girl.
Yeah, those words exactly. Yeah, an even cuter girl at the bar wanted to send this over to you. Every time, up the ante. Yeah, this one came from twins.
This one came from a blonde girl with blue eyes, even though we're in the Caribbean.
Blonde girl, blue eyes, gigantic rack. Like, all right, bartender, let's not get too fucking specific.
Yeah.
You're really helping
There's
her
only
narrow it
13
down.
people out here. He's about to go fight some random girl.
And then tell him, by the end of the night, I want you to come up with a shot and say that this one's from you, and then wink at me.
This one's from a dude.
Yeah, this one's from me. I roofied it.
Or say it's from somebody with a name like Alex, where you don't know if it's a guy or a girl.
I would immediately assume that's a guy.
Alexis?
That's better. Yeah, because that's hit or miss.
There you go.
That's hit or miss. Yeah. Yeah.
And then go along with it and pretend it's a girl, even though you both.
You know what? And then after your girl takes the shot, like the second one or maybe even the third one, depending on how hard they hit her, be super suspicious about it and be like, I gotta go to the restroom real quick.
Go to the bar and just stand there for a while, looking around.
Yeah, be like, I'm gonna go get us another drink. Go to the bar, grab the drinks, but like stand there for a little too long. Come back, drop off the drinks, and be like, I need to go to the restroom real quick.
Yeah.
Watch her go fucking. Oh man, we're toxic. That's some toxic shit.
Bro, women are toxic.
Women are toxic.
Latinas are toxic.
Latinas especially are toxic.
And then after like the third shot, just tell them to keep doing the same thing, but with just water. See if she even notices. She's gonna be so mad and drunk that she won't even notice.
Mm-hmm. They bought you fucking cheap shit. Came taste it. Yeah. I like it.
And then, by like the 8th shot, where she thinks she can handle anything, come back with a tequila.
Mm-hmm. Come back with a tequila and then be like, I got this one for you because you're the prettiest girl at the bar.
Yeah.
And guess what? You did it. You gaslit her, and now you get anal tonight. And that's how you do it. That's how you get anal by the end of the night. Congratulations.
You heard it here, folks.
You heard it here. That's the trick. Guy Code. Do you remember that show?
Was the show?
Yeah, it was an old like MTV show called Guy Code. Never saw it, but I remember it being a thing.
I remember Next.
Next was a good one. Yeah, that was a good one. So fake.
I felt bad for the people that would like just walk out the bus and like, Next. I'd be like, damn, give him a chance.
That's like the equivalent. Have you seen the new one now? It's like the red button.
Oh, yeah.
The speed dating red button one. That's basically what that is. It's just a modernized version of Next. Was Next the one, which is the one where the parents set the daughters up on dates to get rid of the boyfriend? The boyfriend was always some like stereotypical douchebag who was like rude to the parents. He was like always like tatted up with like pants down to, man, your daughter's a freak, man.
Yeah.
There ain't no way she gonna pass up on this unemployed guy. Like, and then like they always hook the daughter up with like some beautiful fucking Abercrombie and Fitch model, and the guy's always like jealous as shit. What was that Next? No, right?
No.
Which show was that?
I don't know, but
Parental Control. MTV had some good shit back in the day. That was a good one. I'm gonna go watch that now.
Yeah, I mean, we probably watch it now and you'll be like, this is fucking trash.
Oh yeah, it's 100% got to be trash, but it's got to be so funny. It's got to be super funny.
The red button is funny because people would go for the button before it's even active.
Oh, like that one, the one black chick who's had like all the.
I don't know. I've seen a lot.
Scars on her face. And like some white dude. It's like some white dude shows up. He hasn't even sat down yet, and she's like trying to press the button.
And the little voice pops up and like, you're not even gonna give him a chance.
Yeah. Get to know each other.
And then as soon as it lights up, he presses the button before her.
Yeah, she gets all fucking mad.
They convince each other like, all right, yeah, well, I'll give him a chance. And then he gets her.
Yeah, the red button's good. Red button is good.
Or
the imposter one is good too. Have you seen that one?
Which one's that one?
The imposter one is they'll have like 6 people in a box. They're all blindfolded, and they have to find who's the imposter.
Oh,
and it'll be like, which one of you isn't a girl, or which one of you is white, and they're like all black dudes except for one person. Like the imposter one's pretty funny. That one's got to feel so shitty if you're voted out before the imposter.
There was one that was, which one of you is not a Taylor Swift fan?
Oh, I would have lost.
They all give me anxiety, but that one was like through the roof. I was like, oh my God, I can't answer that. I'm a fraud.
And do I even care? Am I even a Swiftie?
The black people one too. I was like, oh my God, dude. Like if you get voted out and you are black.
Yeah, if you get voted out and you're black and you get voted out before the white guy, it's gotta hit a certain
because
way.
They're just proving their own stereotypes. Like you can't ask like where are you from and then be like, no, he's not black, or he's not talking like me.
The girl one was interesting. It was a guy doing a girl voice.
Oh really?
And it was a very good, convincing girl voice. And he almost made it to the end. And they voted out like 2 or 3 chicks.
Jeez.
And like you've got to feel like shit, especially when you see the dude. The dude's like 6'1". It's like a big burly dude.
Like, hey.
Yeah, and like they voted out these like short, like really feminine women. Yeah, it's another good show. You would have those shows on MTV back in the day, but just now they're on like TikTok and YouTube.
Is MTV still out there?
It is, but it's not the same anymore. It's like, I don't even know what the fuck it is. I don't watch it, but it's not the same. It's not the same. They had like Silent Library, Punked.
Punked.
Punked was an interesting one. I always thought Punked was fake.
Punked with Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah, I always thought it was fake. Like, I feel like some of them maybe passable, but a lot of them I was like, how do you not? This is just so over the top. They burned your house down? Okay.
Pimp My Ride.
Like, have you seen the controversy behind Pimp My Ride?
I heard one.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
They went and did, like, some journalist went and did, like, investigative journalism, contacting. I think they reached out. They got, like, 50 or 100. It was between 50 and 100, which I know is a big discrepancy in the number, but it was like 50 or 100 people, and Pimp My Ride, like, would fuck people over. So, you know how they would, like, pimp out, like, the van or the car, and they'd be like, there's a fucking aquarium in your car now, and, like, a PlayStation. They would take all that shit out.
Yeah, all the stuff you could take off, really.
Yeah, they would just, at the end of it, once you got your car, once the camera's cut, they were like, all right, that's our PlayStation. We're taking that back now.
Yeah.
Taking the TV screens. And they wouldn't, like, fix it. So you just had exposed wires and shit. And then they wouldn't actually fix anything in the car. So, like...
nothing mechanical.
Yeah, like, your car had, like, 150,000 miles. And it was like, but you got a PS2, but also we're taking that back.
Yeah.
Bitch.
So you got a fresh paint job.
That's essentially all it was. It was fresh paint job. Oh, and we sawed off your roof.
Yeah, to make room for this aquarium.
Yeah.
Which we're taking back. You can keep the fish, though.
Yeah, you can keep the fish.
And the water.
but we need the glass.
Also,
Yeah.
we removed your engine to make room for the filter. So
Yeah.
we're taking the filter back. You can have your engine, though. It's just in pieces.
Pimp My Ride was a gigantic scam. And there was never a single car in Pimp My Ride that I was like, oh my God, that's dope.
Yeah, I was like, damn,
That's a little extra. It looks fucking stupid.
you're gonna get robbed.
Yeah.
Especially where most of these people lived already.
Yeah. This dude's like, I live with my mom in the ghetto, and I got this piece of shit 1997 Toyota Corolla. And they'd be like, we put a Ferris wheel on the roof.
Big stupid ass cars to begin with. And their fucking dumbass friends be like, yeah, he's a hard worker. He goes to school. He deserves it. And it's like, he deserves to be fucked over? Like
now his car is not usable.
Give him the money you used in the paint job.
They're like,
call it a day.
We put Lambo doors on your 1997 Corolla.
Yeah, but we need the hydraulics back, so you can't really open the doors.
Yeah, just leave the windows down the entire time.
Savages,
bastards. They're like, now the only way to gas up your car is to turn on your windshield wipers. That'll pop open the gas cap. Yeah, those shows, man.
We need like Shaq or like Snoop Dogg to do like a Pimp My Ride reboot, but they're just like fix mechanical issues and leave the car looking like shit, and they're like so happy because it's gonna last them twice as long. It's just a practical Pimp My Ride.
That wouldn't be bad, actually. I'd say Shaq. I'd want to see. I feel like that would be funnier with Shaq.
Yeah, he's already been like kind of like a cheap ass, or not a cheap ass, like trying to help people that actually need help.
I want to see Shaq, and then I want to see Snoop Dogg get like a even bigger show with Martha Stewart, an even bigger cooking show with Martha Stewart. They're the dynamic duo.
Snoop.
Or watch. Do you remember that show, or that, not a show, it was a movie, Super Size Me? Well, there was a movie called Super Size Me, and there was like all the rage back when we were like in middle school. It was the guy that ate McDonald's every day for a month, for every meal, and like he would supersize if they asked him. He got fat and his little pee stopped working and stuff. It was a whole thing. Really don't know why they showed us this movie. And then they came out and made a movie called Super High Me, which was like about weed, obviously. But it would be interesting to have Snoop Dogg do a show or like a documentary called Super High Me, where he goes out trying different weeds in different shops. I would totally watch that.
Hmm.
I would definitely watch that.
It's educational.
It is educational. Have them talk about like the goods and bads about getting high, smoking weed, because there are some bads, especially if you start at a super young age, right? In my opinion, and also in the opinion of science, but whatever. Science is invalid. We don't trust it. Forgot what we were talking about. MTV shows.
How did we get to MTV?
Yeah. Moving on. There was an F-35 that went missing. You had the story on that.
It's missing. That's it.
That's
All right,
it.
Next.
Oh, they found it. Ish, right?
Yeah. It was just funny when it first happened because I don't know why the pilot had to eject, but I guess the jet was like still in autopilot and in stealth mode. And it's like so stealthy that even we couldn't find it. So the government's best option was to just tell people to look up and call the police if they saw something. It ended up crashing on its own later.
Thankfully. There's been a lot of like mishaps with aircraft lately.
That would be crazy though. Like they put out a be on the lookout here.
You get an alert on your phone.
Yeah.
Meh, meh, meh.
Like an Amber Alert, but it's from like the local military base here. They're like,
Please, everybody just look up real
we
quick.
lost a B-2.
Well, there's also that at an air show, one of the planes crashed into the audience.
Into the audience?
Into the audience.
Here?
No. It was in Texas somewhere, I think, or Arizona. It looked fucking horrifying. It was just because it was
Sure it
flying
is.
normally, and then it goes belly up, and then goes, and you just hear, and it hits
what
like the
kind
front 7 rows.
What kind of plane was it?
I don't know, whatever the fucking, like the type of plane that like the Blue Angels fly and shit, like an old Mustang type plane. Like
I thought
like
the
a
Blue Angels were
P-51.
just jets.
Who am I thinking of? Whatever, like a P-51. It was like that, like a P-51 aircraft. Then there was also the other one of the pilot who was in a jet, a legit jet, and he's flying over some water and he fucking ejects. But then the plane keeps going and then crashed into an apartment complex
Nice.
and just fucking murdered
Fuck the apartment.
like 60 people. And I was just
People who were watching the air show from there.
oh, whoa, they're getting really close. Fuck.
What's that parachute behind it?
Yeah.
Have you been to an air show here? I'm assuming they have air shows.
I've been to an air show here, yes. I haven't been to one recently. I just stopped going to air shows.
I like air shows.
I volunteered too much at air shows to
Ah.
enjoy them.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've only been to like 2 air shows in my life. It's fun.
I'm only in it for the crashes.
I'm only in it for the jets and this.
That's like the same reason I feel like people go to NASCAR races.
for loud noises.
Yeah, for the loud noises and for the potential of a crash. I go to monster truck rallies for the loud noise. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
I'm just there to
Somebody
hear the
always flips a truck.
Yeah, yeah. Monster truck rallies are good. They're a lot of fun.
But they're like super regulated now. Like they don't let people really push them to the limits. They got like these remote cutoff switches. I mean, they probably always did, but they're just really
Tame
strict
now.
about it. Yeah.
Mm.
Still loud.
I'm just in it for the giant turkey leg, the loud noises, and the long lines to piss on the floor in the bathroom.
Turkey legs and funnel cakes.
Turkey legs and funnel cakes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been to the carnival in a long time. There's a lot of shit I haven't done in a long time.
10 out of 10. We only go to carnivals and fairs for the food. Don't give a shit about anything else.
I would like to go for the games.
Every now and then, we'll spend an unnecessary amount on games just because
it's
they're
fun.
manly.
Yeah, it's fun.
Like, I'm going to shoot this thing even though I know I'm going to lose.
Yeah, even though I know the barrel is bent slightly, just enough
I'm
to
gonna
throw off your aim.
Throw these darts even though they go a foot left of wherever I throw them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to throw this baseball at those bottles, not because I think I can hit them, but because I want to see how fast I can throw it.
Yeah. I want to throw all these little white, like ping pong balls into all these fish, so we can take one home so it dies in 2 days
I don't
because
even
it had
have an
chlamydia.
aquarium.
Why did the fish have chlamydia? Somebody with chlamydia fucked it. I don't know. I don't know these things. I'm not a scientist.
No, those carnival goldfish are troopers. Did you ever keep one?
Fun fact. Well, I got a fun story for you about one.
Mm-hmm.
We had one. We had 3 when I was a kid. This is before I lived on Zamora. So before I lived on that street that we both lived on.
I thought you lived there all your life.
Nope. We had a different trailer. We went from one trailer to the next. But we had gone to the carnival, and myself, my sister, and my dad all wanted goldfish. So we had 3. Took them home. And then I did not know this, but you could overfeed goldfish.
Like to death or just
To death. Like you can feed them to the point where they die because they're stupid. And I fed them bread because I was stupid. So they died. And I panicked and I wanted to get them out, but I couldn't get them out because they were all slippery and gooey. And I was like, ugh. So I grabbed a pen and I shish kebabbed the fish.
Nice.
But then I panicked even more because they kept sliding off of the pen. So I just let it be like that. So then the bowl now had soggy, disintegrating bread, fish, blood, and guts, and all the goldfish were what appeared to be stabbed to death.
All of them?
It would look like they were all stabbed to death because they all had they were all shish kebabbed. In reality, they all just were overfed to death. And what happened was I didn't admit to this. This is probably the first time my siblings are actually hearing me say that it was me, because my younger brother, Carlos, my dad blamed him because he was like, well, he's the youngest. He probably didn't know any better. And then I corroborated that. I was like, I didn't do it.
No, you're right. It was
wasn't
probably
me.
him.
So if it wasn't me, it's got to be him.
I did see him with a pen earlier.
Yep. And he got his little butt spanked. Got his ass
Not
beat.
that it mattered. They probably wanted the fish to die.
Yeah,
Like, fuck
for
these
sure.
fish.
But you still got to teach him a lesson. But he unjustly got spanked and blamed for this.
He didn't even know. Not only was he in mourning of his dead fish, but he then got beat.
And the fucked up part is I think that he's heard this story, not this version, but he's just heard his whole life that he murdered 3 fish.
That he believes it now.
That now I think in his head, it's like a false memory in his head where he's like, yeah, I did that.
He thinks he just repressed the memory and he's like, I think I killed the fish.
But, well, cat's out of the bag. It was me all along.
Yeah, we got some carnival goldfish too. But my dad, like most men, he took a hobby and then took it way too seriously. It started off in a little fish bowl, and then we made it all the way up to a 55-gallon tank. Those big, long ones.
Mm-hmm.
And then you gotta add decorations and you gotta add other kinds of fish, but the goldfish, they just kept thriving in there. They got fucking huge. Little by little, they died. But one of them was 6 inches. I remember when I was in high school, we had this research and design class. It's kind of irrelevant, but we had a...
Research and design. Wait a minute. You said this was in what? High school?
Yeah.
Was this with that teacher that had the fake accent? The dude?
With a ponytail?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Anyways,
Yeah, he just wanted to sound superior.
Yeah. Yeah, that teacher had a fake, was it British accent?
It was just weird.
Yeah.
He talked
He'd say Oxford.
like my papa drives a Rolls Royce.
Yeah. That's exactly how you would talk. Yep. Yeah, fuck that guy.
And then if somebody else said that to him, he'd be like, "Oh, my papa drives an Aston Martin."
Yep.
Yeah.
He drives a piece of shit 1997 Toyota Corolla with Lambo doors.
With a convenient spot in the back for a PlayStation.
Yeah. But no PlayStation.
But Yeah, we had this like science project where we just like studied goldfish. He always called it by its fucking technical name. I thought it was fucking stupid. And I was like, "Oh, I have a goldfish." And he was like, "Oh, cool. You want to bring it so like we can study it?" And I was like, "Yeah, I get to do something productive in this class." So I brought it over. He fixed up this tank, and we put it in there. It lived maybe for like a week. But he was like, people just keep banging on the table and knocking on the glass. And I was like so worried for it. It like developed this like stress spot on its forehead and all its fins were tearing. And he was like, yeah, it's just like really stressed.
I had no idea that was your goldfish. You took this as a freshman, right?
I don't remember what year it was, but if you had his class and you saw a goldfish in there,
It was your goldfish.
It was my goldfish.
Because it was on the same. It was near the table that I sat at. That goldfish. I didn't fuck with your goldfish. This isn't one of those like it was my younger brother that did it moments. It was, I didn't, but yeah, I do remember there being a goldfish, and I do remember it eventually dying.
I don't know what our plan was. I think he was like growing.
It was moss, wasn't it? Wasn't it growing something in the tank?
He was growing like maybe it was like fly eggs or something. Some little larvae that he was gonna feed to the fish. And then one day I just came in and I was like, where's the fish? Like the tank was just empty. And he had this like smaller tank. It's kind of just, I don't know, some piece of plastic box. And there was a napkin in there wrapped up. And he was like, he just pointed at it really upset. Like, I was like, what happened? He's like, he died. Actually, he said he jumped out of the tank. which I've heard a lot, and it has happened to me. In the, like,
he
fish.
said your fish committed suicide.
Yeah, that's happened to me. I had a tiger Oscar that just had enough of life, and he just jumped out.
That's hilarious. I mean, that's terrible, but it's hilarious. And he just didn't replace this fish?
Nope.
Damn.
I'm sure somewhere along the way he told me, like it was. I don't like. What's the term?
It was inevitable.
Not inevitable.
It
Like
was-
if anything happened to it, it wouldn't have been his fault, kind of thing.
Oh, so he pawned off any liability.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. It's funny you mentioned that your dad went all out with the fish thing, having the big aquarium, because my dad did the same thing. Again, this is before we moved onto Zamora. But yeah, my dad also at some point was really into fish, and then my mom fucking ruined it. So my dad also bought one of those giant fish tanks, and he like got like a super expensive like filtration system and like all this shit. And he got like a bunch of different like beautiful fish. Had like all the rocks and the plants and stuff. It looked really nice. My dad had it for a day.
Why just one day?
One day. So we were home. My dad was at work. We pissed off my mom. We were running away, avoiding her, because at that point we were now old enough that we could outrun her and outmaneuver her. Like our reflexes were quicker than hers now. And she got tired and frustrated and threw a Sprite bottle at me.
Nice.
And I fucking I slipped it. I dodged it, and it hit the tank, and it broke the corner at the bottom left corner of the tank. Worst. If it broke on the top, okay. Yeah. The bottom of it. And so all the water drained out. The fish came flying out. My mom panicked, was putting them in cups of water. My dad gets home. My mom was a total dick and told my dad that I broke the tank.
He did it.
Which I guess in her mind, she's like, if he hadn't fucking dodged it, it wouldn't be broken.
If he hadn't been acting a turd, I wouldn't have thrown it.
Yeah. But so she blamed me. I got my ass kicked. And my dad was like, just fucking throw all the fish away. This tank was super expensive. Like, I'm not going to go. I just bought this. He was fucking pissed.
Yeah.
So he had his hobby for a day before my mom ruined it.
At least it was early enough that he didn't get like really invested in it.
Yeah.
Ours started leaking one time. It was like from the halfway in the height,
Mm.
but it just started leaking, just like a perfect little stream in one of the edges. You took out every fish, took out everything in there, cleaned the tank, recocked it from the inside with silicone, every single edge, and made it 10 times better.
Jesus.
Man's was invested.
He was like, this is the hobby that I have. This is the fish. No fish will drown here. And speaking of drowning.
Hold on, let's take a quick break
Yeah.
because my back is sweaty now.
All right. We'll be right back. Well, we're back from our break. Took a nice little break. Showed each other our buttholes, our beeholes.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right, we were going to talk about
Not drowning.
not drowning. You're not drowning in your recent vacation.
Yup. We went to Puerto Rico like 2 weeks ago. We went there for a week. We did all kinds of shit in the water, obviously, because it's an island.
Yeah,
It
you can
was-
get away with anything.
There was a lot of water activities, ocean activities. But it is a hurricane season, so the water was pretty choppy, pretty wavy. Some people like it for surfing. But in one of these instances, Rita wasn't there. We were with two other friends. Rita wasn't there. She was feeling sick, so she went back up to the hotel. It wasn't a hotel. Who cares? We had a few beers, and then we were like, yo, let's go out into the water. We were out there. We already knew, a lot of current. Just out there playing with this little frisbee boogie board looking thing. And then at some point you just get swept out and you don't even realize how far you are until you can't touch the ground anymore. And I'm a fine swimmer, I think, mediocre, but like I can tread water and swim somewhat short distances, but like with those big ass waves, it was tough. Started to panic. My friends came over and they were like trying to get me to calm down. They're trying to get me to like just float on my back, which I can do, just not there because the waves just kept crashing over you and you just felt like you couldn't breathe. Probably swallowed so much water. It felt like forever though we were out there, even though it was probably like 10 minutes. They started like shouting out to the beach, see if we can get anybody's help. This old dude saw us. He didn't do anything. He was like too old. He was like, I'll get somebody else. He goes and gets somebody else. But by that time, like we had already gotten out of the riptide because it was a riptide that kind of like swept us out. And the wave started pushing us back in. And I could sort of feel the ground like every now and then, but the waves just felt like they kept coming in harder and harder. And I was so fucking tired.
Well, yeah, water's fucking exhausting.
At some point, though, I really didn't think I was going to make it. I just, like, it calmed down for a little bit, and I was just looking around, treading water. I saw how far we were from the shore, and I was like, dog.
More or less, like, how far were you from shore?
To me, it seemed like 30 yards. Yeah.
Yeah, because, like, 30 yards out loud doesn't sound like a lot.
Yeah, I know. No, most pools are like 25 yards.
Yeah. But realistically, you were probably further than 30 yards if you were in a riptide.
Probably.
Yeah, you were probably closer to like 50 yards. But even then, 30 yards in the ocean is a motherfucker. It's fucking exhausting. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just tired as heck. But then they were like, yo, we're out of the riptide. You know, giving me these little pep talks, little boosts of energy that I needed to just keep swimming. Also, when I thought I was like done, like I wasn't going to make it back, this one big wave came over me, and it like swept me down, and I was like thrusting to break the surface again. And once I did, I was like, "Fuck this! We're gonna keep trying until we die." I was like, "This is not the way we're gonna go." But yeah, little by little, by the time the help showed up, I was already like able to touch the ground. Just kept forcing myself back up there, and then he helped me walk the rest of the way out. But I have never been so fucking tired in my life. Like, I've done crazy fitness workouts and military workouts and stuff that's meant to gas you out, but I've never been that tired. I just laid in the sand for the good 10 minutes and tried to get my heart rate down. The worst part about it at the end was my lung capacity was like 10%. 'Cause every time I tried to take a deep breath, it felt like if your lungs were already at deep breath capacity. And so I was just taking like really short breaths with a really high heartbeat fast.
Jesus.
And I could feel like gurgling in my lungs. But I refused an ambulance. I said, I'm not going to be that guy. I made it this far, and I'm still conscious.
Yeah, I've almost drowned maybe once or twice ever in the ocean. Once in Hawaii, and the other time was in Virginia. Yeah, I can't imagine. That's just such a fucking terrifying feeling. Like, especially because you can still have thoughts. Like, you could still, mid-drowning, be like, this fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Oh, man, my throat hurts from the fucking salt water. Like, you could still have these fucking thoughts, and they progressively get more and more terrifying, where you start having those, like, oh, fuck, I'm going to die thoughts. So,
But
that can't have been fucking fun.
You still have, like, moments in between where it dies down a bit, and you're like, you like reassess everything, or maybe you just feel sorry for yourself. But we compare this to like being burned alive. You have no in between. It's just full shitty feeling the whole time. You don't even get to think about anything.
Yeah, like burning alive is definitely worse. Because, yeah, it's absolutely worse. Because your only thought being burned alive is, oh, God. Yeah. We're drowning. At least you can be like, well, this sucks.
Yeah, like, who's going to watch my dogs?
Yeah. Oh, man, I hope my shorts don't fall off.
Did I delete my browsing history?
Yeah. You still have thoughts while drowning, at least. I mean, unless you're the guys from the fucking the Titan submarine.
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah.
You just get pulverized.
Yeah, just liquefied instantly.
Spaghettified.
Yeah, just turn into a fish fart.
And even after you drown, like your mind is still alive for a bit. For a long while, actually.
Yeah. Well, because you black out first, right? Yeah, that's fucking, fuck that.
You just dream. You probably have, like, all those flashes of life.
Yeah, that people talk about. Or a wet dream. See what I did there? Yeah, you see what I did there.
They pull your body out and you got a heart on.
Oh, dude, I wish. Because, like, every guy knows that when you get into the water, if the water's even remotely cold, your dick is the smallest it'll ever be. It's shriveled up. Your balls are in the garage. Like, and so dying and getting a boner would probably be the best. Like, see, I'm packing. It's there. It's not cold water shriveled where they're just like, oh, yeah, I would have killed myself too if I were this guy. This is obviously a suicide. I mean, look what he's packing. He pulled a reverse goldfish and jumped into the water.
We'll just chalk it up to suicide. I am glad, though, that I didn't go to the hospital or anything, because that would have just been a complete waste of a day. Because after, like, 30 minutes, we rested up a bit. I felt all right.
Meanwhile, like, your lungs inside are just fucking red and shredded up from all the salt.
Yeah, nobody wanted to, like, let me go for... Nobody wanted to let me out of their eyesight for, like, 5 hours, because they were like, yeah, I read online you could still drown, like, 5 hours after.
Yeah, that is a thing.
And I was like, yeah, we had a serious talk about it. But then almost immediately after, I was like, I ain't no bitch. This fucking water can't take me. Specifically, I said, I didn't hear no bell. Even though I was like, definitely about to hear the bell.
Jesus fucking Christ.
And that didn't stop me. A day or two after, we went on this little boating, snorkeling trip, and we jumped off his pier. Was snorkeling and shit.
You just drowned midair. That's all you needed was that motion for the water to fill up the lungs. And just
Weirdly enough, the only thing that was sore after that was my throat. I think I was yelling a lot. It was like as soon as I like got submerged fully and then thrusted to like break the surface again, it was just like my throat was really sore. That and the salt water.
Jesus fuck. Nah, I don't fuck with that.
I was
Not
more
anymore.
scared of jellyfish after that. There was a lot of jellyfish in the second.
Fuck that. I don't fuck with jellyfish at all.
They were little. They were like
Still fucking hurts.
They would have been annoying at most, because people were getting stung.
Because that's how you see it's. Then you end up getting a jellyfish sting to the balls, and it's day is ruined.
I always wear briefs under.
I never do.
Even if they have the mesh thing, either I'll cut it out or I'll just like wrap it around.
Nah, never wear briefs. Glad I wore briefs today. You want to know why? I didn't know this. So I have a bunch of jeans. One of my pairs of jeans started to tear a little bit on the ass. Had like a little tiny hole, which is whatever. It's not a big fucking deal, you know.
Manly.
Yeah, manly. Well, Polly didn't like this. And at some point, while I was wearing them...
You got complimented by another woman?
No. She grabbed the back pocket and fucking yanked it down to rip it. And so there's a giant hole in the pants. And that was her way of making sure I would never wear these pants again. Because she was like, you have all these jeans. Why do you keep wearing these torn ones?
Joke's on her.
Well, joke's on you, because I'm not observant and I didn't realize I still had those pants and I put them on today, and that's the pants I'm wearing right now. And I didn't know this.
Lucky pants.
I didn't notice it until you got here. When I opened the door for you is when I noticed that there was a hole in the back of my pants. And so I went to the bank, stood in line to get a cashier's check, held a conversation. I was wondering why all these people were fucking smiling at me. And then I go from the bank to the post office, and I wait in that long ass fucking line with the people behind me refusing to make fucking eye contact. And I just realized why. It's because my fucking ass was hanging out quite literally the entire fucking time.
Nice.
The whole time.
Thank you, Polly.
Thank you, Polly. I appreciate it. What a dick move.
You got a lot of stares.
What's that?
You got a lot of stares.
I did. Joke's on you. I got a lot of compliments. That's not true. That's not true at all. All right. That's all the fucking time I think we have for today. This is the second to last episode. No, this is the third last episode, right? That's how you would say that? Next week is the second to last episode. For season 1 of Two Vets, Two Mics. And then the last episode is our cooking episode. It'll be fun. It'll be a whole new thing.
Cooking finale.
Yeah, the cooking finale. And then we're going to take a week and a half off of filming. And we're going to come back for season 2. And it'll be a little bit different, changing the format. It'll be fun. Good time. So, yeah. Peace.